फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello and welcome to Cricket Next. मैं हूं सौम्य कपूर and after a struggling start in the first session, England have made their way back in this fourth test, courtesy of 500 from Joe Root. He's still unbeaten. England are 302 for 7. Akashdeep made his debut for India in this game and he picked up 3 wickets in the first session. We'll talk more about this, India's bowling, Joe Root's batting and much more. I have with me Jamie Alters, Rao Sispi, and we'll be shortly joined by K. Srinivas Rao and Sahil Malhotra. Welcome to Cricket Next. Welcome to this evening session, everyone. Jamie, I'll start with you. Joe Root, he was struggling in across this series. इनके जो baseball kind of an approach थी, reverse sweeps वो काम नहीं कर रहे थे, but he came back to his original way of playing the game and he's there. He's scoring 100 and also helping his side come out of a very tricky situation.
बिल्कुल सही बात है. See, I think we touched upon this in the tea break. वो तब तक तो जो रूट 50 कर चुके थे, 100 लगा था, 100 होगा, हो गया. होता क्या है कि baseball का हो या let's put baseball aside for some minutes. Attacking cricket, risky cricket, unorthodox cricket, unorthodox shots, ये तब तक ठीक है सौम्या जब तक रन्स आ रहे हैं, राइट? इट्स ऑल फाइन. जब नहीं आते, लाइक आई सेड बिफोर, इट बिकम्स द मोस्ट कन्वीनियंट थिंग टू गो आफ्टर. यही जो रूट, हम सब इसके फैन है. आई मीन व्हाट्स नॉट टू लाइक. चलो, अगेंस्ट इंडिया यू डोंट वांट टू डू वेल, बट लाइक वी डिस्कस्ड, दिस इज अ गाय हु अंडरस्टैंड्स टेस्ट क्रिकेट का पल्स. एंड लाइक Tawsbai keeps on stressing upon, वो यहां तक आए हैं majority of us certain way खेल के. baseball सिर्फ एक recent छोटा हिस्सा है. Point is, जब आपसे runs नहीं बन रहे तो आप अगली लगते हो. बहुत सारे हम words use कर सकते हैं. The best part about that for this one day, Joe Root said, मैं उसी template से खेलूंगा जहां तक यार मैंने 11,000 कुछ रन मारे हैं. आज चल गया बेहतरीन पारी, because they know यार they've been hammered in 2 test matches. Hammered मतलब क्या 434 रन से हारना, उसको हैमरिंग नहीं कहते, उसको बहुत कुछ हम कह सकते हैं. They were down. Exactly. Whatever adjective you want to use, that was what 434 run defeat meant. अब क्या है भाई, सीरीज हमको जीतना है. तो hats off to Joe Root, hats off for England. I mean, he was never going to be dropped. I thought Bairstow शायद drop होंगे. He's not going to be dropped. But this is a terrific knock because, like we discussed, it's shown the beauty of Joe Root. It's shown that Joe Root does not need to always rely on baseball type shots. और सबसे बड़ी बात है, कल अगर runs आते गए, if they what I think they're 7 down, if they cross 350 without losing a wicket, you might suddenly see Joe Root fall back onto the approach, so but to get there, like we said, he's had to go back to good dirty grinding yourself, just crease application, which still has a place in this baseball team. Yeah, so hats off to him. Yeah, brilliant.
एक रिवर्स स्वीप खेला था, वो मिस टाइम हो गया था, वो यहाँ से लग के एक था. Well, Tawsbai, what do you have to say about this kind of a batting performance? Very composed, very calm. He never looked in hurry. They were in a spot of bother, 5 down for 120 odd, and they looked in a spot of bother. But what a knock! What a partnership with Ben Foakes. He looked very, very good. What do you have to say about this knock?
I wish जो रूट कंटिन्यूड प्लेइंग baseball तो जल्दी विकेट मिलता और जल्दी रैप अप होता, जिसमें हमारी बैटिंग मिलती और जैज बॉल देखने मिलता और सरफू बॉल देखने मिलता. So I wish he continued.
सरफू पे कहां लेके जा रहे हो? सरफू का मतलब 3 डाउन.
थोड़ा 22 रहने तो मुंबई का रो बॉल भी देखने मिलता. चलो रो बॉल. जो रूट मैं पहले से ही बोलता चला रहा हूँ. I've been saying this. It doesn't work on in these conditions. I mean, where the wicket is not really great to bat on. This was a good wicket. First day, it was coming out so well, except barring that one ball that stayed low against Ben Stokes, he was simply unlucky. Back foot पे तो आप
Yeah.
खेल ही नहीं सकते हो वो ball. But then आपने पूरे मैच में कितना देखा होगा कि ball लो रह गया है. So that was unfortunate dismissal. But having learned from this from the earlier matches, Joe Root
Yeah.
was a smart boy, but a bit late, 3 matches later. But he's realized कि यार बाकी जो बंदे खेल रहे हैं हम वैसा नहीं खेल सकता हूँ और हम 34 साल के हो गए हो. Zach Crawley 24. I was just looking at the numbers. Age 29. Ben Duckett. बाकी सब यंगस्टर्स हैं यार, वो खेल सकते हैं, वो अपना फ्लेक्स कर सकते हैं, मसल 360 डिग्री घूम सकते हैं. They can switch the bat. They have got good reflexes. जो रूट इज ओनली गेटिंग ओल्डर यार, 34 एंड 30s के बाद 34 के बाद आप धीरे धीरे रिफ्लेक्सेस भी इफेक्ट होने लगते हैं. यू कैन नॉट रिएक्ट सो क्विकली हाउ you used to react when you were a youngster. So I mean, this is a smart move, I would say, and good. It will give an advantage to England, and definitely it has given. यार 302 ऑलरेडी कर दिया इन्होंने दफा 302. मुझे लग रहा था 280 200 तक हो जाएगा, निपट जाएंगे, बट देन यार खींच दिया है 100 रन एक्स्ट्रा, which means यार something is going right for England right now. But then kudos to the curator who made a beautiful wicket. यार अच्छी विकेट है बैटिंग करने के लिए, मजा आ रहा है देखने को. I hope it continues till the next 3 days, नहीं तो हमारे लिए वांदे.
True. And on that note, I'll welcome Srini as well in this session. Srini, it seems एक टाइम पे ऐसा लग रहा था कि 200 भी बहुत मुश्किल है इंग्लैंड का, बट जो रूट not single-handedly actually with Ben Stokes has laid that foundation और 300 के पार ले गए हैं स्कोर को. What are your views on this knock, this specific knock?
112 for 5 to 300 plus. I mean, that's a very, very valuable partnership. If England go on to do anything spectacular in this test match from here, is this partnership that is going to count, because otherwise they had literally lost the initiative with those 2 back-to-back wickets. और वो इनफैक्ट वो क्रॉली वाला विकेट अगर जल्दी मिल जाता उनको, वो जो बॉल नीचे रही वो मिल जाता तो फिर तो बहुत तकलीफ में थे ये लोग. तो उस हिसाब से अगर आप देखोगे तो इट्स अ फैबुलस नॉक फ्रॉम जो रूट. आई मीन वो पिछले टेस्ट में अगर आप देखोगे वो पहले इनिंग्स में वो कैसे वो रिवर्स स्वीप वगैरह अटेम्प्ट कर रहे हैं, तो आप माइंडसेट देखो. यू लुक एट दिस इनिंग्स, यू लुक एट द माइंडसेट, इट्स अ पेनस्टेकिंग नॉक. मतलब आदमी को पता है, ठीक है भाई, आदमी के दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है वो सब तुम बास्बॉल रख लो बाजू. यहाँ पे राइट नाउ somebody has to stand there and play for time, and that's what Root did. Getting his century of 220 odd balls. कितना 226, हाँ 226 balls, yeah. So this is a painstaking knock. आपको वहाँ खड़े रहना है एंड आपको टाइम प्ले करना है. फोक्स देखो 125 बॉल खेल के गया, 50 नहीं भी बने बट उतना टाइम निकाला. प्लेइंग फॉर टाइम इज व्हाट टेस्ट मैच बैटिंग was always about. So I think from that aspect, decent batting. I mean, Bairstow को भी रन मिल गए थोड़े बहुत. तो यहाँ पे दिख रहा था कि how serious they are. 302 for 7 at the end of the day, considering how the day had begun, I would think is a fabulous score. Yet the job is somewhat half done. Depends on again where Root takes it from here. I would really now take a step back and begin to respect the Indian batting order because of what Jaiswal and Sarfaraz have shown me, and Rohit coming back around among runs. So I'm going to respect what we also bring to the table. So if it's a 350 odd first inning score, I'm saying the match is on.
True. श्रीनी, हम जो रूट की बात कर रहे हैं, लेकिन थोड़ा बहुत क्रेडिट तो बेन फोक्स को भी जाता है. जिस तरीके
बहुत ज्यादा क्रेडिट जाता है, और आज ही नहीं काफी टाइम से. काफी अंडररेटेड प्लेयर है यार. काफी अंडररेटेड प्लेयर है. बहुत बड़ा नाम है जो रूट. तो बाकी सारी चीजें दब जाती है, बट आई कंप्लीटली अग्री विद यू. और वो सिराज, वो दोपहर का जो स्पेल था, बॉल घूम रही थी, रिवर्स हो रही थी सिराज की बॉल, तो उसमें वहां खड़े रहना, वो प्रेशर के साथ खेलना, दैट वाज क्वाइट अ थिंग. सो आई वुड डेफिनेटली से क्वाइट एन अंडररेटेड आउट देयर.
बट जेमी, एक डेब्यू हुआ और बहुत बेहतरीन डेब्यू था वो. आकाशदीप, बहुत कुछ देखा है उन्होंने लाइफ में, एंड कहीं ना कहीं उन्होंने वो एक पे बैक करा है आज के डेब्यू से. व्हाट डू यू मेक ऑफ दिस डेब्यू? हाउ इम्प्रेस्ड यू आर? क्योंकि मैं बहुत इम्प्रेस्ड हूँ, स्पेसिफिकली जो पहले के कुछ ओवर्स उन्होंने डाले. ब्रिलियंट स्टफ.
Oh, absolutely. I think we spent the majority of the tea break praising this guy because right call, right? I mean, again, Tozbai was there. We were talking ke abhi we cannot judge him until match khatam ho chuka hai. लेकिन एक spell में, to my mind, I'm sorry if this offends anyone, but he's done more than Mukesh has done in 3 test matches. Because like we discussed, उसने पहली ही spell में वो मोहम्मद शामी type length pakada, line pakada, which like at Tozbai, I remember we were all wondering, Vineet bhi the, we were wondering, can you just imagine agar Mohammad Shami is series mein hote, Bazball would have, to my mind, been in a far worse situation because if one Akashdeep in one spell reminded you of what Mohammad Shami, the great Mohammad Shami, can do, again I'm going in a different world now. I was really missing Mohammad Shami and seeing that boy do that, you know, or yeah, but the pitch looks so different when he was bowling 138 to 140. I think 141 tak shayad gaya tha. Not great pace, but very good pace from a team which is lack pace, you know. But just the way he got them, I thought, you know, 112 पे 5 के बाद ये वापस आके he mopped them up. नहीं हुआ. But from an Indian perspective, in a series where बुमराह को छोड़ के दूसरा पेसर कुछ खास नहीं कर पाया, except for that Mohammad Siraj spell on day 3 in Rajkot, that was a tremendous start. Ha, chalo, the momentum dip, but that's going to happen. This is Test cricket. आपने Ben Duckett, Zach Crawley और Ollie Pope के सामने अच्छी bowling करी. Joe Root आया and Joe Root showed you what Test cricket is all about. But if we judge him on the basis of one day, very very good introduction from Mukesh, and hats off to whoever decided to play him, because I personally thought they would take the safer approach and go with Mukesh. Very very glad to see that they went for Akashdeep, and let's hope यार 8-9 महीने बाद जब टीम ऑस्ट्रेलिया जाएगी तो he's still bowling this way, because God knows we're going to need him in Australia यार.
Yeah, true. And you know, good old days of Test cricket, आज का जो दिन था वो ऐसे summarize करेंगे. But Taus bhai, I'd like to ask you as well, Akashdeep, how impressive he was in the first session.
बहुत लोगों के दरवाजे बंद हो जाएंगे. I mean, people who are expecting to make a comeback in the Indian team, Avesh Khan and Mukesh Kumar तो छोड़ दीजिए अभी. And I mean, I might see him playing Dharamshara also. क्यों, क्या पता यार, सिराज को बिठा देंगे क्योंकि see what a story this guy is. I mean, his father never wanted him to play cricket. He was a school teacher. He wanted him to do the regular stuff यार. क्योंकि cricket is a gamble in India. I mean, 140 करोड़ में से कितने लोग जाके इंडिया खेलते यार, कितने लोग आईपीएल खेलते. आईपीएल तो फिर भी चांसेस ज्यादा हायर रहते हैं यार डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट, बट इंडिया खेलना lovely. Then the way he went to Bengal, played for in Durgapur, impressed. Vision 2023 Bengal, kind of a lot of, we have been talking about it. A lot of fast bowlers. I mean, off late, fast bowlers from Bengal have been from UP and Bihar. Mohammad Shami, Bihar, UP, Amroha, Bihar, Mukesh Kumar, Bihar, this guy, Akashdeep. So, I mean, these guys know the struggle that they've gone through. I mean, ये big stage के लिए ही बने हैं. ये सब struggles जो होते हैं इनके लाइफ में, ये बड़े स्टेज के लिए ही होता है और वो एक ब्यूटीफुल स्टोरी क्रिएट होती है. एंड आई मीन जेमी भाई ने तो बता दिया है क्या डेब्यू था, जबरदस्त. द वे ही बोल्ड इनिशियली विद द न्यू बॉल. तो मुझे लगता है कि अगर जो बुमराह नहीं भी होंगे अगले टेस्ट में तो आकाशदीप को लीड करना पड़ेगा अटैक, क्योंकि सेकंड स्पेल सिराज सेकंड स्पेल में ही काम आते हैं, बिकॉज़ वी नो द वे ही हैज बीन बॉलिंग. सो या पुराने बॉल से तो ठीक है, बट देन आकाशदीप लेंथ एंड ब्रेथ एंड स्विंग एंड ऑल एवरीथिंग यार, वी हैव बीन स्पीकिंग अबाउट. सुबह से ही बात कर रहे, जेमी भाई से बात हुई, एक्सट्रैक्ट करते बाउंस, ही इज गॉट द एक्स्ट्रा पेस. जो मैं पुरानी बात, आई मीन आई सॉ वन वीडियो उनकी बात शुरू होने से पहले यूट्यूब में, मैं एनालाइज किया यार ये बंदे में स्पेशल क्या है, क्या बात कर रहे लोग, व्हाई ही शुड बी पिक्ड. तो आई फाउंड आउट यार मुकेश कुमार और इसमें बहुत ज्यादा डिफरेंस है. ही इज गॉट द हाइट फैक्टर, सरप्राइज एलिमेंट है, और सरप्राइज एलिमेंट डेफिनेटली था. साहिल बताएंगे वहां पर मौजूद थे, मुझे लगता है साइड स्क्रीन के ऊपर ही बैठ के होगा, अगर ड्रेसिंग रूम होगा अपना प्रेस बॉक्स होगा तो वहां से ज्यादा बेटर पता चलेगा. तो जो स्विंग कर रहे थे, जिस तरह से लैंड डाल रहे थे, जबरदस्त. व्हाट अ डेब्यू यार, एंड व्हाट अ स्टोरी. आई मीन आप ध्रुव जुरेल को देखो, सरफराज को देखो, यशस्वी देखो, और अब ये देखो बंदा.
ही इज आल्सो, नो आई थिंक द बिगेस्ट फैक्टर, ही इज डैम फिट यार.
ही इज डैम फिट.
दूर तक हल्का सा वो फ्लैप नहीं दिख रहा है.
Yeah.
He's not damn quick, but after a long time, I'm seeing a young. I mean, to 27 is young by fast bowling age. He's bloody fit, man. Very good to see this boy.
And on that note, I'll also welcome Sahil in this session. Sahil, we were talking about Joe Root and आकाशदीप. पहले आकाशदीप की बात करूंगा. जो आपने एक स्टोरी अभी हमारे को भेजी, वो अपने व्यूअर्स के लिए भी एक बार आप बता सके तो that because that's a very emotional story and very very good story.
I think that's how his journey has been, right? Matlab, if you ask a youngster who was just in his teens then, to lose his father and an elder brother all in the space of 6 months, 2015, 6 mahine mein, he lost both of them due to medical negligence because help didn't arrive on time. Then when he was in the COVID bio bubble with his IPL team, his mother
Yeah.
was fighting for life back home when a raging COVID wave had gripped us all. So he has seen it all. मतलब हम सरफराज की बात करते हैं, ध्रुव जुरेल की बात करते हैं. These kids, they're just not hardened by the grind of first class cricket, but the kind of background they come from what they have endured at a personal level. And losing a family member, I think that tops everything. When you lose
Yeah.
a family member, when you knew nothing to do, he knew nothing back then. He was just a teenager. उसको सिर्फ क्रिकेट खेलना पसंद था, पर उसको लाल बॉल से बॉल डालना नहीं आता था. It was only then that he decided to come to Delhi, where, you know, obviously the wise people told him कि Delhi में मत रुको. He was sent to Bengal. He started training there, and thankfully Bengal's league circuit is such that they pay you also. He started making ends meet. घर पे भी पैसा भेजने लगा, and then things finally clicked for him. But that you know, जब आप कोई घर वाला खोते हो ना, और इसे 6 महीने में 2 खोए, बड़ा भाई भी बाप बराबर होता है, और इसका he lost his father also. So he
Yeah.
actually lost 2 people who could have like been the umbrella over him when he could have taken those steps in his journey, but he didn't have any shade to be under. He was there in the sun doing it all by himself. और उसको पता था मेरे को काम करना है, मेरे को अपनी माँ के लिए काम करना है, मेरे को घर पैसा भेजना है. तो उसका पहला रिक्वायरमेंट ये नहीं था कि मेरे को क्रिकेट से प्यार है, मैं 3000 बॉल रोज डालूंगा. पहले इसको पैसा कमाना था. वो भूख अलग है. वो क्रिकेट की भूख तो होती है. जब आपको पता है ना, आपको सर्वाइवल के लिए भी you have to do something. I think that is what sets these cricketers apart. मतलब ये लोग, they are cut from a different cloth. इनको आप एक ओवर में 4 छक्के भी मारोगे ना, 5वें में फिर बाउंसर डालेंगे, क्योंकि they are mentally so hardened. They know what it took for them to get here. And he was fielding at square leg. So there's this grass bank area in the stadium. आपने देखा होगा, दोनों जो साइड्स की वो रिप्ले स्क्रीन है, उनके नीचे ग्रास बैंक है. तो मैंने बहुत मैच ग्रास बैंक से देखा. और जेमी भाई वाली बात मैं रिपीट करूंगा, जब मैं फील्डिंग कर रहा था ना, हम लोग तो हिलते हैं तो पूरे शरीर में कहीं ना कहीं फ्लैप बनता है. जब मैं दौड़ भी रहा था, there wasn't a single knot of fat in his body. He was that fit. And this picture speaks volumes. So this is his friend, the one in the shirt who kind of helped him along, because there wasn't a brother to do that job for him. तो ये इसका दोस्त था, इसकी mother है, then the 2 sisters. This is special, was when he touched her feet after taking the cap. I think that leaves a lump in every throat who would have seen that visual. That was special. And I went looking for the mother. I unfortunately couldn't find her. जैसी वो हुआ, मैं सारे corporate walks छाटे दोपहर को, हर जगह ढूंढा. I just wanted to speak to her. How special she felt. I couldn't get hold of her, but you know how proud she would have been, you know, after seeing what she did and how he kind of, it was special. And these stories only make Indian cricket so special.
Yeah. Okay. Coming from this to, you know, the way he performed on the field. बॉल मिला, नो बॉल पे विकेट ले लिया, नो बॉल हो गया, कोई बात नहीं, वही बॉल पे उसी तरीके से आउट करो, और बेहतर बॉल थी वो जैक क्रोली को. 3 विकेट्स इन द फर्स्ट सेशन.
नो बॉल पे दुख नहीं हुआ था इसको, विकेट ना मिलने में भी दुख नहीं हुआ था इसको. दुख पता है क्या हुआ था? दैट अगेन स्पीक्स वॉल्यूम्स अबाउट दिस कैरेक्टर. ही सेड जब सिराज भाई को अगले ओवर में जैक क्रोली ने मारा ना, मेरे को तब बुरा लग रहा था कि ये मैच कहीं स्लिप ना हो जाए, क्योंकि वो अटैक कर रहा है. कह रहा विकेट तो मैं ले लेता, कोई और ले लेता, बट मेरे को दुख इस बात का था कि टीम को अब फालतू रन मिल गए क्योंकि ये एक ओवर और खेल गया. But he's a quality bowler, and more than his pace, because he's not like a 150 odd bowler, and he's not like express tall to kind of generate that kind of extra bounce. It's the release point and the skid he generates off the surface. और he's a smart bowler. I asked him categorically at the press conference कि जो आपके बॉल अंदर कट के आ रहे थे क्रॉली को, वो क्रैक से कुछ हरकत हो रहा था, because for the longest time I thought the cracks were doing their bit. That's what I wrote in my initial piece. I had to redo the piece because he told me that नहीं भैया वो क्रैक से कुछ नहीं हो रहा था. जब मैं बॉलर अंपायर के पास से बॉल छोड़ रहा था, सीधा जा रहा था, तो मैं क्रीज के वाइड गया. I used that angle and a different release point to get that movement into the right hander, and that is how he dismissed both Oli Pope and Zach Crawley in the space of 2 deliveries and nearly got Joe Root out. But
Yeah.
DRS had other ideas. So quality spell.
Yeah, yeah. But Shini, when Akashdeep was bowling in that first session, you could sense that confidence. Like, वो नहीं लग रहा था कि कोई पहला मैच खेल रहा है या no कोई nervousness है. He had that confidence, and the celebrations spoke all about that.
I think the answer to that also probably lies in two things. One, what Sahil was explaining, and other, I was when Rahul Dravid was giving him that cap
Yeah.
in the morning. The summation of his journey. From Jharkhand to Delhi to coming back to Bengal, and that all. वो सब एक बार मुझे ऐसे लगता है वो सब एक बार करके आ जाते हो ना, फिर वो आप एक लेवल के बाद में आपको लगता है कि काम है, करना है, घर जाना है, काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग. इट्स नॉट लाइक आउट ऑफ द टर्न, आउट ऑफ द ब्लू आपको टर्न मिल गया एंड सडनली यू आर लाइक इन द मिडल ऑफ nowhere thinking, oh my god, I've arrived in such a kind of thing. Day in day out, when you've seen these kind of things and gone about playing your cricket with a sense of like it's like work, like what Sahil was saying, you go to work, come back home, then it becomes part of your cycle. So yeah, I mean, for a debutant, I'll agree with you. For a debutant, like kind of and especially with the kind of jazz that revolves around in the Indian team, he was pretty confident. I mean, he looked like a guy who belonged. And हाँ यार, मेरा जगह है, मेरा तो बनता है आज खेलना, like kind of thing. That's the confidence that gave. But as I said, I mean, वो जो आज वो statement भी दिया, वो मुझे बुरा लग रहा था, सिराज वाला. वो तो ऐसे ही बंदा बोलेगा जो मतलब who already kind of has begun to associate with struggle, who has begun to associate with like यार दुख किस बात का होना चाहिए इंसान को. तो उस हिसाब से अगर आप देखो तो बंदा तो yeah, I mean, no doubt about it. और जैसे हाँ, एक और चीज, one of the things, you are not coming. जब I remember the Jasprit Bumrah debut, okay. You talked about a bowler. Forget everything else. You talked about a bowler who was capable of generating serious pace, okay. So like Mukesh Kumar, you were questioning कि like यार ये क्या कर रहा है इंडियन टीम में. तो अगर आप आकाशदीप को ऐसे देखें, like in general what he brings to the table, purely, I mean, forget the performance aside, आप अगर टीवी चालू करके आप मैच देख रहे हो purely in terms of kind of the pace that he's able to generate, nothing spectacular. But when you watch him for a while, I think that one strength that he brings to the table is that length he can control. मुझे नहीं लगता उससे बड़ा कोई एसेट है उसके पास. सबसे बड़ा एसेट जो उसका देखने को मिल रहा है सिर्फ और सिर्फ लेंथ है. वो कंट्रोल जो है उसका लेंथ के ऊपर, उसी में वो खेल रहा है वो लड़का. तो अब वो वही है, मतलब मेहनत करके आए हो, आपको पता है आपकी स्ट्रेंथ क्या है, आपने अपनी स्ट्रेंथ पकड़ के डालनी है, वही किया शायद उसने आज.
Yeah. Sahil, quickly, your take on Joe Root's knock, and then we'll move on to the comments.
Joe Root, it took him so long to kind of understand that this is what works for him in Test cricket. I didn't understand why he was trying to be.
Don't you think, Sahil, talk about this also, don't you think that he used to understand this? Suddenly...
Yeah. I don't know why those seeds of doubts were planted in his head by this new management that you need to play a certain way to look good or to be fashionable with the trend of, I won't use the word, intent cricket. But again, this is what Joe Root is. He's boring but solid. He spends time out there and he frustrates the shit out of the opposition. And today he was blunting out an attack which had Kuldeep, Ravichandran Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja. Yes, the ball wasn't behaving in mysterious ways, but what he did out there, both of them not scoring a boundary for more than 15 overs, that period where you would wonder, do England have what it takes to bat like this? They showed, yes, they have. It's just that something is playing on their head, some kind of rock music इनके कान में कोई बोल देता है कि ऐसे ही खेलो, मारो तोड़ो. ऐसा नहीं होता. आज इन लोग ने दिखाया. Maybe if they could have been, like in hindsight, I can think that if they could have been tighter in the first hour of play or the first couple of hours of play, it could have been a different story, because Jonny Bairstow, I would say only Ben Stokes was unfortunate क्योंकि उसका बॉल उठा नहीं. But आप अगर Jonny Bairstow का dismissal देखो, आप Crawley का dismissal देखो, they were looking to kind of get on that front foot, get that scoring option in. That isn't required all the time, and that too after you yourself have said that this is a strange looking pitch. We don't know how it would behave. When you don't know, spend some time, just like Joe Root did. And this is his third slowest 100. So it speaks volumes of the fact that, you know, he was mentally very determined this time to kind of turn it around. And he stuck to his old method. So do what works for you. अब जैक क्रॉली आज भी आया, एक तो मैं इनकी मूर्खता देख के मेरे को कई बार खून खोलता है. वो आज जैक क्रॉली आया, वो जो रूट की नॉक की तारीफ करने से बेटर वो फिर रिवर्स स्वीप का बीप बजा के चला गया. बोला धर्मशाला में विकेट फ्लैट होगी तो फिर रिवर्स स्वीप मारेगा. अरे भाई थोड़ा टेस्ट क्रिकेट का बात करो, बताओ उसमें कितना अच्छा बैटिंग करा है. फिर स्वीप, रिवर्स स्वीप, डिल स्कूप.
एंड साहिल, इफ यू रिमेंबर, एक रिवर्स स्वीप मारा, वही मिस टाइम करा था जो रूट ने.
हाँ, वो
हाथ से लग के एक मारा,
वो कीड़ा
जरूरत नहीं था
है ना. He should play the. I think England management should tell Joe Root to just play this way and let others around him to do whatever they want to do, man. But let this man do what he's doing, man. He's like one of the greatest right-handers ever to come out of English soil. He's playing so well. Looks so good. He looked so good today. He was boring, but he was looking so good. And that is what you needed on this pitch. यहाँ पे fancy, flashy कुछ नहीं चाहिए था. अभी हमारे धुरंधर आएंगे ना, उनका भी अब अप्रोच देखना. You have no option but to be tight on this pitch. क्योंकि क्रैक इतना भी खुला ना, आज भी क्रैक ढीठ था, खुला नहीं. कल अगर इतना भी खुला तो ये गड़बड़ होगा.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the comments, please. First one, please. Pranshu, Jamie bhai and Sahil, why didn't Rohit take the new ball? Last pair added 60 runs easily. Jamie, I'll start with you first.
Yeah, I was asking myself the same question when I was watching it, and it's just one more thing that's not quite adding up. I mean, Sahil, you were there. If you saw body language, what's happening? I don't know. Like I messaged someone also. I think was it on another group. Okay, has Kuldeep left because of an emergency in the family? Like where is Kuldeep? So not bowling Kuldeep. I was told no. It's not turning that much. I don't know how that justifies. So not bowling him for 2.5 hours, then giving him just 10 overs. And don't tell me this, the third spinner often gets under bowled. No. Please, no. 10 overs from him. He was, to my mind, he's the likeliest guy to get Root and Ben Foakes. Jab Rohit gaye wahan pe, so that's a strange one. And the new ball liya to Sahil, he went to Jadeja, right, with the new ball?
Yeah.
Right?
He
hasn't taken the new ball, no? He hasn't taken the new ball.
Acha, he's not. So then, I thought he took it just at the end. But I don't know why. It's just one more confounding thing of the captaincy on this day.
Yeah. Sahil, what are your thoughts? Aapse bhi question hai, Pranshu.
No, I think he's just, to my mind, I think, yes, the players are out there on the field for 80 overs and he's just trying to kind of make use of it. Day to morning, thoda moisture rahe, क्योंकि इतना गर्मी नहीं पड़ा. आज भी clouds बहुत था and light भी उतना encouraging नहीं था. So you never know, early stumps could have been called because it was very cloudy towards the end, as they've been saying, and this is going to be the norm for the next 4 days. So I'm just thinking maybe day to kuch moisture rahega, fresh Akashdeep and Mohammad Siraj just give a hit. That's what I think.
Probably. Okay, next one, please.
One thing I feel, Rohit Sharma, when it comes to first days, he doesn't have faith in wrist spinners. First days में देखो, क्योंकि last match में देखा first day को the way these guys took on Kuldeep Yadav, Ben Duckett and Zach Crawley last test match first day, and he was like all over the place. So that is one factor I think which is what is haunting Rohit Sharma first day, because he gets him when the wicket starts turning much. So first day, so he had some doubts. Maybe, I mean, that must be his thing, but I believe he should have got him early on.
Yeah. Next one, please. Mayank Beniwal. Joe Root was extremely lucky. 1 DRS call, 1 drop catch, and no Bazball. Srini, I'll start with you.
No Bazball?
उन्होंने नॉर्म नहीं कंटिन्यू करा ना Bazball वाला. जो रूट
लकी कहाँ था वो, तो मतलब सेंसिबल बोलो, सेंसिबल. वो अभी तक तो Bazball कंटिन्यू कर रहे थे, तभी तो उसका नतीजा कुछ और होता था. बाकी I mean the drop catch, like I mean there has to be some bit of luck going your way. I mean, you know,
हर बड़े नॉक में कोई ना कोई लक होता है यार.
बहुत लक तो चाहिए होता है यार, हर किसी को चाहिए होता है. और उस लक को आप you capitalize on it, and then you make it count. Then and that's that's from a bowler's perspective. अगर आप देखो तो it is the same as what Sahil was telling about this guy Akashdeep. We're talking about that no ball, and then he talking about how the initiative could have gone, and then they managed to wrest it back. So I mean, everybody requires a bit of luck.
Yeah.
Down and out that team. I mean, mentally they looked nowhere. I mean, I'm telling you, luck, no luck, whatever. I mean, I wasn't really after that. What I saw that 112 for 5, मैंने कहा अब गया England यहाँ से, gone. So they managed to do very well there.
Yeah. Okay, next one, please. By the looks at this play, it looks like against new ball batting is very difficult. Hope India survives the new ball without much damage. Jamie.
No, absolutely. I I think the fact that James Anderson is playing this test match, it's more than just Brendan McCullum coming out and being bullish. Okay, we'll back Johnny. What did he say for Joe Root? Oh, mate, man, crikey, it's Joe Root. The law of averages says he'll score. It has. I mean, the guy was spot on. It's exactly what he said. And like Srini mentioned, slightly with a wry smile, Jonny Bairstow did get some runs. But McCullum knows that, like, behind that cool look, there's a brain and a half behind the guy's head. So he was spot on about Joe Root. He's still not finished. The fact I didn't see जिस तरह से यशस्वी जयसन ने उसकी धुलाई करी, I didn't see Anderson playing this match, but I believe it's a calculated move to play a 41-year-old for a third test match because they see something in this pitch. I mean, Ben Stokes said, no, I've never seen a pitch like this. Now, this is a guy who's played 100 test matches. Even allowing for that media वालों को थोड़ा चकमा देने वाला, that's a big statement. So the comment that came before this, Epic, thank you. इससे पहले जो comment था about the new ball, I still think this is where we're going to see Kuldeep. I think he's spot on. If they can get past James Anderson tomorrow, जब भी आएगा वो, it's going to be a massive passage of play. Robinson, I don't know how he's going to be, but I just feel यार 700 wicket ऐसे नहीं आते. That's going to be a very very key passage.
Yeah. अब रॉबिन्सन भी परेशान कर सकते हैं. साहिल, but what is your take?
Already कर दिया, 30 रन बना दिए भाई ने.
No, so I know James Anderson will do his tricks, but I am really looking forward to Oli Robinson on this.
Yes.
He's tall.
वो हल्का सा जो
अंदर बाहर दोनों, and
yeah.
he was bowling on bloody roads in Pakistan and still moving it both ways. So he's my bowler to look out for. He has height, he has height, and he has some tricks in the bag. So I kind of personally want to see Oli Robinson doing well after playing a lot of golf with his wife in Abu Dhabi. It's time to get back to cricket now.
And Sahil, also that line and length, just touch वो था ना एक good length से touch थोड़ा सा पीछे, वो हल्का सा जो अंदर आ रहा है ना,
जो आकाशदीप डाल रहा था.
I know exactly, हल्का सा movement, and it's going to be a lot of problem for the Indian batters. Yeah, next one please. Vian Singh, Stokes' criticism after the third test seems to have done the trick with the umpires. They hardly raised their fingers. Taus bhai.
Criticism on?
Criticism.
DRS umpire's call.
DRS umpire's
call.
यार criticism पे do umpires come under pressure when players start criticizing और ऐसा होता है. I mean, देखिए होता है, साइकोलॉजिकली फर्क पड़ता है कि यार थोड़ा स्ट्रिक्ट हो जाए, थोड़ा ये हो जाए, वो हो जाए, बट मेजर नहीं यार, मेजर they hardly raise fingers नहीं.
Yeah. Next one please. Sony. What about Ashwin? He is not the same when there is no help from the wicket. Srini.
Right,
I was waiting for the discussion on Ashwin.
I mean, yeah, strict कौन मेरे को बोल रहा था? Somebody was telling me like कि अभी तक के इसका that mad Ashwin moment is still somebody was Jamie saying this in the show?
Yeah, I think Jamie only said it.
That mad Ashwin moment hasn't come yet in the test match, but let's cut him some slack. He's also going through his share of tough time. I mean, he had to run back. Pata nahi, like everybody, after all, at the end of the day, is human. I mean, I'm sure he'll do well. Like every time there's right now, as far as things are going well in India's way, last thing I'm going to worry about is what is Ashwin's form. As long as I'm convinced that everything is right in his family. and
Yeah.
everything is good. So
Yeah. Sahil, quickly your take on this, and then you can leave.
No, for me, what's concerning, which is a concern, is Ashwin hasn't really bowled too many maidens in this series. आज भी अगर आप देखोगे
Yeah.
ना, he keeps
Hmm.
he keeps allowing batters to rotate strike, and he's one bowler. He's one bowler probably in this 11 who likes to bowl more deliveries at the same batter. He likes to set them up. He likes to bowl long spells. वो long spell आपको last test में नहीं दिखे, पहले भी आपको नहीं दिखे. Today was probably the only opportunity where we saw him bowl those many long spells which he did. But I think the only thing which could be bothering him, because he doesn't like when batters kind of tend to rotate strikes so much, and it has happened. आप देखो उसने आज एक मेडन फेंका इस तरफ, and that is very unlike Ravichandran Ashwin.
Yeah.
So probably
Yeah.
thoda field placement, not worrying too much about the boundaries, because yes, he gets irritated when he gets hit for boundaries too. So he need to find those ideal in-out field placements where you end up cutting singles and protecting boundaries too. If he manages to do that, just 3-4 maiden overs on the trot, plant those doubts in the batter's head, he's a gun bowler, yeah. No doubt about his qualities, but just figure way around this new England approach.
Yeah.
Not the world.
Well, thank you, Sahil, for your insights. We'll see you again.
See you.
So I want to get back
Yeah,
to
Taus bhai.
I want
Yeah,
to
Taus
ask
bhai.
Srini bhai, see, you were talking about Ashwin, the things that might have been going around, unfortunate things, but I mean, can he not pull back when things are not going mentally? If you're not fit to play Test cricket, or when you're not fit to go around, get those wickets, or if things are going around in your head, should he not take a break like how Virat has taken, or how this guy? I mean, it affects your international. I mean, see, at the end of the day, it's a big series, yeah.
no, but I mean, come on, he's a very sorted mind. If at his level, if he thinks he's capable of being at work, being available at work, that's it. It is between him and the employer, and if he thinks he's capable of being at work, that's it. To each his own. I mean, personal, when it comes to personal lives, everybody needs his or her share of time as they perceive it to be correct, right? So it's I mean, I think it's a very personal call. If he's decided that he wants to be there, that's his call. I mean, come on. I mean, tell me another guy right now who where cricket is concerned, not just India at an international level. Tell me a guy who comes across as so sorted, where head on the shoulders is concerned. Like, I mean, I admire this guy for whatever he brings to the table. And of course, his numbers prove he doesn't have anything to show to anyone. He's been a match winner by all right. If it's not in a good space, you should not play. That's not Sonu Upendra. That is neither for you to decide nor for me to
Yeah.
decide. It is for Ashwin to take a call. And I think he's
Also,
far more accomplished and far bigger name for any of us to
True.
say these things.
True.
no, and also it was just one day, right? I knew this Ashwin comment would be asked. He has played 20 test series at home. 20 test series. You know, in terms of the average and strike rate, his worst series have been against England. So it's until you go and do the stats, you form an opinion. जब मैंने 20 मिनट निकाल के इसके stats, and I'm glad Sahil mentioned the 11 maidens. Every time he's bowled over 100 overs in a series, this is the few amount of maidens, right? The only home series out of 20, there's 3 of them where the average has gone over 30. They're all against England. और मैं 2012 की in 2012 he averaged 53 runs per wicket, right? और यहाँ 12 साल के बाद now he's going at 39. In 2016 against England, he went for 30.25. So if you scratch the surface and put your mind to it, you'll find a pattern. He's never been near his best against England. There's something about the way the English play him which has an effect. This is a man with 501 test wickets. इत्तेफाक की बात नहीं है कि 20 सीरीज में से केवल 3 बार इस लेजेंड का एवरेज 30 से ऊपर गया है और तीनों बार इट्स England. It goes back to what I was saying earlier, and this is before I went and did some research. If you attack him, something about him gets rattled. It's nothing to do with mentality and strike and square turners. It's a certain opposition put something inside. That's why I'm saying hats off to Bazball for this. Yeah, Bazball is not a joke.
True. Yeah, that's a fair point. You know, कभी-कभी होता है किसी opposition के against they're not able to put up that A game. और ऐसा नहीं है यार.
And across, it's not just now. It's across 12 years. Career की शुरुआत में करियर के पीक पे और करियर के अंत पे घर पे he's not been able to dominate England the way he's dominated all the other teams. So there's something there. We should not be so foolish to dismiss him like that right now.
Yeah. And
कुछ है.
ऐसा नहीं, इस सीरीज में भी 3 हैं. If I'm not mistaken, 3 हैं इनके. It's just that after
But the
that,
average is
yeah.
is 39. The strike rate is 58. That's really alarming for Ashwin's quality. But it's been a common trait when England have come
When
to
England
India.
comes
It's a fact.
in. Yeah, true. Okay, next one, please. Tomorrow will we able to see Bazball by route? Barun Sodhi is asking. Taos bhai, quickly, yes or no?
I would want him to continue यार. मतलब actually I want them to get all out यार. I want to see India bat यार.
तो मतलब आपको
उसके लिए
baseball
baseball
देखना है
चाहिए.
route से. Baseball
सही
देखना है आपको ना route.
हाँ
आपको
He's in
baseball
his-
देखना
उसके
है
लिए
ना route
बैट
से.
बॉल चाहिए.
हाँ इसीलिए बैक बॉल थी बट ही इज
Okay.
इन हिज जोन यार मतलब सडनली ही वोंट चेंज हिज गेम तो अगर
नहीं,
he is
मुझे
enjoying those
मुझे सिर्फ
wickets, he
मुझे
should
सिर्फ
look at
yes और no.
milestone, यार.
मुझे सिर्फ yes और no चाहिए. आप baseball देखना चाहते हैं route से या नहीं?
नहीं तो will we be able to see baseball by मैं नहीं देखना चाहता हूँ यार
नहीं देखने तो फिर वोट का रहेगा.
इंडिया के लिए if it's going in India's favor I would love to see अगर जो रूट का प्योर बैटिंग देखने का है तो फिर I would love to see a typical जो रूट you know that classy defense.
Jamie, you want to see?
Look,
it?
I think the only. I mean, look. जिस बंदे ने इतने समय बाद 100 मारा वो अचानक बेसबॉल क्यों खेलेगा वो तब खेलेगा जब अगर वो क्रीज पे खड़े हैं 150 इनके नाम के आगे जोड़ा है और 9 विकेट हैं देन देयर इज नो पॉइंट द मोमेंट ही सीज नंबर 11 वॉक आउट देन ही विल डू इट बट आई बी वेरी सरप्राइज्ड इफ इट हैपेंस बिफोर दैट 150 9 विकेट स्कोर 400 के आसपास चलो करते हैं
चलो ऐड ऑन करते हैं एग्जैक्टली या ओके
add on.
Vyan Singh in Ranchi Trophy, the on-field umpire calls for the overstep no balls, and hence many overstep deliveries are overlooked. Whereas in international matches, there is no escape because of the third umpire. Yeah, I mean, international matches का एक अलग rule है. Srini, would you like to take that?
Field umpire calls for overstep no balls, hence many overstep deliveries. यार ऑब्वियसली मतलब आप इंटरनेशनल मैचेस कंपेयर करोगे नहीं बट बीसीसीआई अगर आप रणजी का एग्जांपल दे रहे हो बीसीसीआई का एग्जांपल दे रहे हो तो कोशिश तो यही कर रही है ना बीसीसीआई की जहां तक हो सके टेक को जितना हो सके इन्वॉल्व करो यू नो कैमरास डीआर रिव्यू सिस्टम जहां अवेलेबल हो जिस मैच में जूनियर लेवल मैचेस में अगर अवेलेबल हो तो दिलवा देती है बीसीसीआई यार काफी करते हैं ठीक है हर जगह नहीं पहुंच पाते हैं
No, I guess Vyan means because the second comment इनका आया ना I just feel he's talking about the novels that were bowled by Akashdeep and also जो जाडेजा बोल कर रहे हैं so शायद
ठीक है आप ट्रैक नहीं कर पाते हो फेयर इनफ बट आजकल तो ये आईपीएल ज्यादा खेलते हैं ना रणजी ट्रॉफी से ज्यादा तो वहां तो ट्रैक हो जाती है
fair point. Next one please. Friendly neighborhood. I am more concerned about cleaning the damn tail. Can't let them score much. 350. Jamie, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Oh, absolutely. That's a very, very, very logical. This comes from a comment from a person I know has watched a lot of Test cricket. ये बिल्कुल सही बात है और again Ollie Robinson all-rounder category में तो शायद मैं नहीं डालूंगा उनको but I think he's shown before कभी-कभी वो रन मार सकते हैं and the ease. I mean, तो Tawaz bhai touched upon it. विकेट में ज्यादा कुछ नहीं it's a good batting wicket the ease with which Ollie Robinson has got to 31 ominous signs let's hope that moisture वाला factor आता है कल सुबह
yeah and I just want to take Rohit takes that new ball and just wraps the tail हो गया है बहुत next one please Priyanshu don't underestimate Robinson he did well on Pakistan roads
exactly what Sahil said bilkul
yeah.
I think we wrapped that up yeah exactly what Sahil said
and it's a good wicket also I mean you know what exactly he did on the Akashdeep now on his Akashdeep on his debut so he used the moisture and the new ball very well so agar this guy has got height he's just 30 he's not only I mean so definitely he's got to get bounce क्योंकि bounce भी आपने वो one out delivery छोड़ दी है Ben Stokes का but then it's got good bounce so वो moisture bounce height swing ability नया ball पैकेज डेंजरस होने वाला एंड आई एम वरीड अबाउट रोहित शर्मा यार
नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज Sunny, it's high time we get a genuine vice captain that actually has say in this field placements and tactics for getting batters out. We need a vice captain जिनको बैठाया ना जाए, in my opinion. Rest ना किया जाए. But Srini, jokes apart, what is your take on this?
जेन्युइन वाइस कैप्टन क्या होता है यार? व्हाट डज इट मीन जेन्युइन वाइस कैप्टन?
परमानेंट somebody who's permanent. हम लोग म्यूजिकल चेयर्स खेलते रहते इसलिए मुझे
100%. अभी आप जसप्रीत बुमराह को आप कैप्टन वाइस कैप्टन कैसे बना सकते हो? मैं अभी ठीक है, मैं डाइग्रेस नहीं करना चाहता हूँ. एक टाइम पे किसी ने सजेस्ट भी किया था उसको कप्तान बना दो. टेस्ट कैसे बनाओगे यार? मतलब अगर आप वर्कलोड मैनेजमेंट करना चाहते हो तो कप्तान कहाँ से बनाओगे? सेम स्टैंड्स फॉर वाइस कैप्टन.
True.
सो या तो राइट नाउ मेरे को एक नाम बताओ ना जो एक परमानेंट फीचर है टीम में, जो मतलब आप बोलोगे यशस्वी जायसवाल को बना दो.
यशस्वी जायसवाल
है ना? तरीक कोई और चारा ही नहीं है हमारे पास.
और उससे बॉलिंग क्यों कराया रोहित ने?
पता नहीं.
I mean, you don't want to bowl Kuldeep, but you'll bowl.
He's a bowler. नहीं, he's been a bowler in his ये.
Toss by, चल. नहीं, कुलदीप यादव घर पे 6 टेस्ट मैच खेल चुका है, उनमें से इंडिया एक नहीं हारी है. अब जायसवाल को जा रहे हो.
अच्छा, मैं ये तो बता दूं, एक ये देख लो फिगर स्कूल की मैच में वन ऑफ द he's got a Limca book of records ना. He's 13 wickets in one match and he scored 309 runs. 13 wickets in a day, a multi-day game. मतलब
अपने को 309 रन चलेगा भाई. अपने को नहीं चाहिए उससे 13 विकेट. अगर उससे 13 विकेट की जरूरत है तो हो गया.
स्कूल क्रिकेट के बेसिस पे तो विनोद कामली was apparently the next great thing. ना, we know how that panned out. So yeah.
No, so I just to round up that thought on the vice captain bit. It's actually अगर आप
It's a good question.
It's a very glaring, it's a good question क्योंकि I don't see अगर आप एक नाम ढूंढना पड़े आपको जिसको आपको एक responsibility आप दे सकते हो, कौन है? I sincerely, and that's something that Ravi Shastri had told me when Virat had stepped down as captain of the Indian team. He said, you mark my words, Indian team is going to pay heavily for what has happened today. And Rohit in a sense, as that elder brother in the squad, has managed to kind of level that up to a large extent, to a huge extent. But honestly, if these two guys were to kind of take a step back, it's a scary scenario. It's a scary situation.
But Srini, if I can ask you, why didn't the Kohli, Shastri, like in my book, they're equally culpable. Why didn't they groom the next leader? Did they assume that it's all going to be hunky-dory? Because for me, that's a major blot on those two. I mean, 5 years, number one. That seemed to be the major blot.
Yeah,
KL Rahul was the next guy in line. It didn't make sense. क्या हुआ क्या वहाँ पे?
I agree with you about not grooming, but let me put it this way. As far as Kohli's captaincy is concerned, nobody was expecting him to just walk away.
बिल्कुल. But at some point, he'll get to 38 and retire, no?
Yes.
So were they assuming that वो रहेगा?
That is where I think Virat did have in mind that number 3 and number 5 जो है बैटिंग ऑर्डर, क्योंकि वो टाइम पे तो इट वाज चेतेश्वर पुजारा, Ajinkya Rahane.
Yes.
Not in as many words, he was never vocal about it, but he did have in mind that these are two positions that India will have to work towards, and he was very clear. This was one, and again, that's a very good one. Pant was the way he was going red ball. आज की तारीख में अगर मैं बोलूं, हमको आगे पीछे देखना नहीं पड़ता अगर ऋषभ पंत हमारे पास होते. So, in that same form. So, that's a very valid point. And that said, I think Virat was still not had reached that stage where, kind of, they were still busy concentrating on Australia ke baad, we have to go back to England, win it, go back to South Africa. With Ravi and Virat, that madness of winning overseas, nothing I topped their mind more than that. So that was kind of in that probably the succession bit was a little lost, and I think he was way too young to start thinking from that perspective. So I think everything that happened came like a shock, to him and to everyone else, and then the pace at which everything happened, and he had to go out. So that was actually a loss for Indian cricket at such a wholesome level. I mean, it was a
They've not. It's a fact. They've not looked the same team.
exactly. And and I would like to add further that poor selectors being sitting in the chairs, poor administrative decisions on certain fronts. The for a while the NCA losing its way. And a lot of things. I think it all eventually added up. And for a longest time when Virat and Ravi were there, the BCCI again was not a very, it was a court operated body which couldn't do a lot of things. So I think it all just kept on adding from all fronts. And by the way, remember that India lost 3 good years to Ranchi Trophy, of first class cricket. So that was another kind of setback. 21 when Virat stepped down, there was no domestic cricket happening, nothing happening for us. So the only cricket happening outside of this was IPL.
IPL.
So everything went for a toss completely. So and present coaching dispensation, I really don't have anything to say. So maybe it just begins to reflect all the more.
I guess the focus could have come after a couple of years. अगर वो जो डुओ था वो रहता तो शायद 2 साल के बाद या 3 साल के बाद उस पे फोकस ज्यादा कि who is the next one to groom.
So many unfortunate things happened, na? Like
So,
Rishabh, for example. अभी किसने सोचा? It was
but
so
even
unfortunate.
pre-Rishabh, they already went to KL Rahul twice. So something is not aligning. I mean, it's just my maybe he's too young. I get that, but you could give him the vice captaincy
There are
maybe.
a lot of things that I mean, it wouldn't be right on my part to say it, kind of, I mean, but I mean, I'll put it this way. It was like red ball, white ball philosophy. So, I mean, two different ideologies. So, one
Yeah.
ideology left the room and a completely different ideology entered the room. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And there was suddenly overnight there was a mismatch in the thought process. There was a mismatch in how people thought, how people consumed the dressing room atmosphere, and what had been built between 2016-17 and 2021. Vis-a-vis, I think what began to happen was, people really took their time trying to understand where things are going to head from here. Things have not been hunky dory inside this Indian dressing room.
Yeah. Looks like it.
So
Yeah.
many fronts.
Srini, just a small question. Do you think रहाणे की उस position के लिए कभी बात ना होना also created a lot of confusion? रहाणे को he could have been that
मेरा मानना है,
option.
देखो मैं गाली खाऊंगा बोलूंगा तो मेरा मानना है कि अजिंक्य रहाणे को उस टेस्ट स्क्वाड में रहना चाहिए था 2021 में। जब हम साउथ अफ्रीका, जब विराट ने कप्तानी, अब वो रोहित के फैंस जो है वो मेरे को बोलेंगे कि लाइक अरे रोहित भाई, मतलब रोहित मेरा भी भाई है यार, मेरा दोस्त, बहुत सालों से जानता हूँ रोहित को, बट नहीं है कप्तान। मतलब फॉर मी अजिंक्य was
अजिंक्य
the captain, and he was this guy who could have stabilized the middle order
middle order,
and
yeah.
kind of been that neutral, cool head. Melbourne win, don't have to look too far, क्या बंदा है वो, सिंपल मैन। और मैं हमेशा उसको बोलता हूँ कि तेरी एपेटाइट मतलब एक लिमिटेड है। तू 100 बनाता है तो 104, 110, 114, 120, उसके बाहर तेरी भूख मर जाती है। तो वो भूख बढ़ानी है देखो, लेकिन अदर देन दैट ना, उसकी टैक्टिकल स्किल्स पे मेरे को जरा सा भी डाउट नहीं है। तो अनफॉर्चुनेट है कि अजिंक्य जैसा बैट्समैन, बड़ा बैट्समैन है यार, बहुत बड़ा बैटर है वो। वो अनफॉर्चुनेट है कि काइंड ऑफ बाहर बैठा है।
I think
और रोहित को
Content
मैं
and
इसीलिए,
satisfied.
देखो मैं रोहित का बहुत रिस्पेक्ट करता हूँ, क्यों बताता हूँ। आज
yeah.
रोहित के पास वो सब कुछ था व्हाइट बॉल पर्सपेक्टिव में जो उसको मिल सकता था, या जो वो व्हाटएवर ही वांटेड टू ड्रीम, वर्ल्ड कप को छोड़ के 50 ओवर वर्ल्ड कप उठाना नहीं उठा पाया वो, उसको और कोशिश उसने पूरी दिल लगा के कोशिश की,
Hmm.
और उसको छोड़ के उसके पास हर एक चीज है, पैसा, मनी, वैल्यू, ब्रांड, दैट रोहित शर्मा द ब्रांड, एवरीथिंग दैट ही वांटेड टू अकम्प्लिश, ही हैज अकम्प्लिश्ड। The only thing that he had not accomplished for himself was that legacy of a red ball cricketer. एंड आप मुंबई के बैटर हो और एक सर्टेन लेवल के बैटर हो, तो आप जब वानखेड़े स्टेडियम में जाओगे, एमसीए के ऑफिस में जाओगे, ऑनर्स बोर्ड में देखोगे, नाम देखोगे, पहले के 25-50 नाम देखोगे, तो आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि भाई क्रिकेट कहाँ खेली जाती है, रेड बॉल क्या है और बाकी क्रिकेट क्या है। और वहां रोहित को मैं क्रेडिट देता हूं इस चीज का, दैट ही काइंड ऑफ क्लियर्ड हिज माइंड, मेड दिस हिज प्रायोरिटी, and I think proved to be India's best batsman between 2020, 21 and now until recently. So I give all the credit. And he could have been a greater batsman had this test responsibility not fallen on his head. He could have played with a far more freer mind. And वो जो आज वो गार्डन, वो क्या गार्डन में नहीं चल रहे तुम लोग, वो बोल रहा है ना फील्ड में, हाँ वो उतना, वो रोहित ऐसा ही है, वो मतलब he can't suffer fools, तो वैसे ही है। बट एज अ बैटर वो वाइट बॉल ग्रेट कैप्टन टू हैव। अनफॉर्चुनेटली हम वर्ल्ड कप नहीं जीत पाए, लेकिन बढ़िया बंदा। तो वहां थोड़ा सा मिसमैच हो रहा है, और आदि तो फिर ट्विटर तो है ही सब कुछ बिगाड़ने के लिए।
It is my hero. Sunny Singh, I am from Borivali, so Rohit is my hero. But seeing him captain this way in Test, it's hurtful. There are a lot of
बहुत बढ़िया
permission
बंदा है यार,
combinations.
बहुत बढ़िया बंदा है रोहित। मतलब मैं ऑनेस्टली एज अ पर्सन अगर मैं बोलूँ ना, वो बहुत सही चीज है वो। बट अब जस्ट बिकॉज आदमी बढ़िया है तो आप ये नहीं ना कि हर कोई सुपरमैन ही बन जाए, आपके लिमिटेड आपकी एबिलिटी होती है। मैं तो बोलता हूँ बहुत अच्छा किया है उसने यार टेस्ट क्रिकेट में। अगर वो नहीं खेला होता टेस्ट क्रिकेट इस लेवल पे, हम क्या कुछ उसको बोल सकते थे? हम हमेशा बोलते यार बड़ा रेड बॉल वाइट बॉल क्रिकेटर, वो कभी ध्यान ही नहीं दे रहे। सो इट इज his own passion, it is his own commitment to red ball
He's
cricket.
got the best number. He's got the best numbers also since WTC.
यार सीरीज बचाया है,
Inconsistent, but all said and done, numbers matter.
वो 161 जो मारा है चेन्नई में मारा था, 147 नागपुर में मारा, सब मैच विनिंग नॉक से, सीरीज विनिंग नॉक से यार।
And it's only his 15th. Again, like I've been very harsh on him, but it's all said and done. If you step back, it's only his 15th test match in charge. Better players have taken 25, 30 matches to understand the nuances of test cricket. Yeah. It's only 15 test. ऐसा लग रहा है कि बहुत साल से कर रहा है, नहीं कर रहा है, 1.5 साल भी नहीं हुआ.
Exactly.
Because he got the job, and then he got sick. Remember?
Srini, here's a question for you. Pranshu is asking, after Australia tour, whom will India appoint the test captain?
कसम से राइट नाउ मैं तो ये बोलूंगा कि तुम ज्यादा सोचो मत। ये अगर तुम्हारी, तुम तो कोशिश करो कि अगले साल जब तक हम इंग्लैंड जाएं, ये जो कोर है आपकी, जो टीम है ना, जो सीनियर्स है, ये भाई ये वैसे के वैसे खेलते रहें, ये अवेलेबल रहें। मुझे चाहिए, ये लड़के चाहिए, रोहित शर्मा, विराट कोहली, यू वांट देम अराउंड। मैं उल्टा बोलूंगा, अगर मेरे को कोई पूछेगा T20 वर्ल्ड कप, you are wasting your time sending Rohit Sharma to the T20 World Cup. You are wasting your time sending Virat Kohli for the T20 World Cup. अरे भाई हो गया यार, कितने वो T20 World Cup खेल चुके हो, नहीं आई तुम्हारे, you give a youngster a chance ना, भेजो यंगस्टर्स को। राहुल द्रविड़ साहब प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में खड़े रह के बोलते हैं ईशान किशन ने कितना क्रिकेट खेला है, 200 किसने मारा था, कहाँ अंधे हो आप, दिखता नहीं है?
उसके बाद ड्रॉप कर दिया,
अंधे हो, 200 किसके थे? तो ये क्या बात करते हो यार आप, इतने बड़े आदमी हो। एक 24 साल का लड़का है, पार्टी किया है, तो आप उसको गाली दे रहे हैं। अरे 24 साल का लड़का पार्टी नहीं करेगा तो आप करोगे? आप तो खैर वैसे भी 24 में नहीं किए होंगे, उसके तो मेरे डाउट नहीं है, बट छोड़ दो यार, बच्चा है, कहाँ बच्चों पे आप इतना आतंक लगा के बैठे हो। एंड कैप्टेंसी आई एम सेइंग रोहित शर्मा नाउ, and I don't see another captain inside now. So I want, if given the present composition of the players who are, रोहित से ही कंटिन्यू करो। और कौन है आपके पास, नाम बताओ मेरे को। कोई आपके पास
नहीं
विराट आपसे कप्तानी, विराट कप्तानी लेगा नहीं वापस, आप देने जाओगे तो भी वो नहीं लेगा कप्तानी वापस। So let things happen at their own pace, and then it is Ajit Agarkar's job and not Rahul Dravid, whoever is going to replace Rahul Dravid, their job to sit down and figure out what the next line of leadership should be. So,
true. Okay, quickly coming back to the game, India England. Quickly, Srini, your prediction for day 2, कितने स्कोर पे आउट हो सकती है इंग्लैंड, या करना चाहिए इंडिया?
Our ability to wrap up a tail, मैं बोलता हूँ 400 बना देंगे लोग, हमारी एबिलिटी जिस हिसाब से हम लोग खेल को पॉलिश करवा देते हैं तो कोई भरोसा नहीं है।
Yeah.
बट हाँ, अभी आकाशदीप जैसे लड़के हैं तो हमको पॉजिटिव ही रहना है। तो आई सिंसियरली होप रूट खेल रहा है, पर वो ठीक है, वो दिन भर का वो शाम तक ढकेलना, आपने दिन शुरुआत बढ़िया कर दी, शाम तक ढकेलना एक होता है, लेकिन अगले दिन सुबह उठ के आके फ्रेश गार्ड लेना अलग बात होता है। तो मैं बोलूंगा 330-340 तक निपट जाएगा इंग्लैंड।
Okay, Jamie, your prediction.
I would be very happy if that happened. Again, it's that first half an hour which is going to be so vital. If Joe Root hangs around, see, Joe Root gets to 150, this team is going to get to 375, right? Mere hisab se, once it crossed the 250 mark, it already got into dangerous territory, because I think this pitch is going to start doing things by day 3 end. So, and chasing anything above 150 is going to be very, very tough. We saw that in Hyderabad. I mean, Tom Hartley went from 0 to hero. He got 7 wickets in a day. So if it's not the 330 that Srini predicted, I don't see any margin. Then it's straight 415, 410. Jaldi karo, आधे घंटे के अंदर खत्म करो यार.
Okay. Taus bhai, your prediction.
302 right now, 325 तक जाएगा.
325
23 रन में 3 विकेट निपट जाएंगे.
इसको सिर्फ बैटिंग देखनी है सरफू की. ये इसको पूछो इंडिया की टॉप ऑर्डर.
अभी सरफू की बैटिंग नहीं, श्रीनी, अगर सरफू की बैटिंग कल आ गई तो यार वैसे भी इन ट्रबल.
मैं इसको यही पूछ रहा था कि इंडिया की टॉप 5 कितने बनाएंगे, वो पूछ लो. सरफू आने तक टॉप 4.
वेल, वी जस्ट होप ताउस भाई की प्रेडिक्शन सबसे सही हो. पहली वाली, सरफू वाली नहीं. मुझे सरफू इतनी जल्दी नहीं चाहिए बैटिंग करना.
एंड cricket next man is saying Taus bhai's predictions have been spot on.
Yeah, so far.
He got that Rohit Sharma 100 in that 30-20 against Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, yeah.
तो वहां से टाइम चल रहा है भाई का.
Well, we just hope ताउस भाई की partial prediction सही हो जाए and we are able to wrap them up in under 325. बहुत अच्छा होगा इंडियन टीम के लिए. But अभी के लिए thank you so much everyone for joining me in this one. It was a lovely chat with you guys. We'll connect again. Bye bye. Good night. Shaba khair.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट.